Alright, this is Etsoy coming at you with another video today. Today we're going to talk about the whole Team League Invasion that's about to start in April, July. You got the National Championships, and then you got July Regional Championships. So, as you guys know, Set 12 will be coming out, and then Set 13 will be coming out during this. So, basically, what I'm going to do is go over the whole tournament, like how it's set up, how the teams have to be set up, the regulations for it for this one, because it's a special kind. They're doing some special stuff here. Then I'll go through like what decks would be good at the tournament. So yeah. So let's start off. So as you can see, we got Team League. So it's gonna be 3 people. It's gonna be 3-team game. No substitutes. So you just gotta have exactly 3 team members. You can be either playing as Void Invaders or Crate Defenders. So for defenders, each team must use a different clan within the team. Same thing for both, for either defenders or invaders. Difference between defender and invaders. Defenders, you can't use link junk or reverse cards may not cards may be or reverse cards may not be included in any of the decks. Then Link Joker, and then for invaders, it's only Link Joker or clans decks with a playset of 3 or more reverse cards. Must be included in decks. That means like, if you're gonna go with Lugia Reverse, you can go 3 Lugia Reverse. You have to have 3, or you can't play it. So you have to have 3 Lugia Reverse, and then you can use whatever grade 3s you want, like the Break Ride and stuff. And then here you got each, so each clan must use them. Then each deck must be cards comprised of cards from a single clan only, except for Royal Paladins. Royal Paladins here, decks may include up to 10 Shadow Paladin cards in the deck. So that's 4 only if you play Majesty Lord Blaster, which isn't a bad card to combo with the Jewel Knight's Break Ride, Ashley, because really Solemn's not that great, really. It's a 10k Vanguard, and since you got Link Joker coming in, it's not going to be a good idea to play Jewel Knights, because you're going to get locked and you're just going to be like, shit, can't do anything. Because Jewel Knights, you have to have like, what, I think it's like, Solemn's like 3 or 4 Jewel Knights, and then that 10k and 12k, you had like 3 or 4 Jewel Knights on the field. So yeah, it's kind of like you're screwed if you play that. And then over here, same thing. Each deck must be comprised of cards with a single clan only. And then both have the same thing here for card with multiple clans may be included in the deck as long as the clans is chosen clan. Same thing on both sides, Invader or Defender. What this is for is like, if you guys don't know, there's promo cards that from a clan called E-Changer. Those promo cards allow it to be certain. It can be other clans too. So, like, there's one for E-Changer that works for Aquaforce, and I think there's one that works for Bermuda Triangle, but I know there's one for Aquaforce. They're like special promo cards. You don't really use them in decks, it's not that great, but I've seen some people use them because they like it. Okay. Then only English cards, so yeah, standard. Can only use, can't use Japanese or anything, pretty much self-explanatory. And then fighters are required to use opaque card sleeves so that the back of the cards cannot be easily distinguished. Maximum of 2 layers of sleeves is allowed, so you can double sleeve your sleeves. And then opaque, I think it's fine if you use like anime card sleeves like I do. Like if you've seen them back on my cards in my videos. I think those are fine. I have sent an email to make sure, and so far it seems like it's correct because everywhere I've seen talk to people, it's been that way because it's been like that every time I enter a tournament too. So you should be fine with the anime sleeves. If not, just keep extra regular blank sleeves. I don't like the blank ones because they're not really good and they tear so easily. So yeah, both things for both clans because it's a standard. And then so teams will be comprised of 3 players per team. Each one has a different one. Same thing up there, and then you get a button. The buttons will have these designs on them. So like defenders, you get this, invaders. So before you enter, if you're going to be like defenders and then you're going to switch to invaders during set 13 comes out, you want to talk to them and find out. I'm still trying to find out to make sure that if you try to switch, you can switch if you do make it still in the competition while set 13 comes out. So you want to make sure you're set for that. If not, then you may have to figure out a way how to set your team. So, there's no entry fee. North America fighters, Europe, Asia. everywhere. And then before top 8 modified Swiss double elimination, best out of 1 round, cut top 8 depending on number of teams. Winner wins and losses are calculated by teams as a whole. Tiebreakers will be calculated by the matching software. So basically, even if you have to try and win 2 out of 3 matches, and then try and not lose a lot, because you don't want to lose. Same regular thing, but good thing it's a regular thing. It's just that it's fine if you lose one. Just don't let your other teammates lose all the games in the same round, because that will be bad against you. Could get eliminated. So top 8, single elimination, best 2 out of 3 rounds. Win and losses are calculated by team as a whole, same thing. And then promotional card, I don't know what it is yet. I haven't found it yet. And then Create Defenders Voids badge. Then winning team will receive the Team League 2014 National Champion Trophy. So Team League 2014 National Champion Certificate, an invitation to the respective regional championship finals. Travel and accommodation expenses will be provided, except for players from the United Kingdom and Singapore national championships. Minors will need confirmation from parent or guardian to earn invitation to travel. First runner-up team will receive a Team League 2014 National Second Place Certificate and an invitation to respective regional championships only. So, basically, they'll pay for your expenses if you do make it. So if you do make it, don't worry about too much about expenses. They'll pay for it unless you're, again, over here, United Kingdom, Singapore National Championships. Then you got regionals here, where same thing about how the teams have to be set up, entry fee none, and then you will have to have a certification to enter. And then TBC. I think that's to be continued or something like that. I don't know. You guys probably do, and I probably don't. But top prize is winning team receive a trophy, and then first runner receive a Team League second place certificate. So yeah, that's pretty much what you'll get. Then there are side events there. So if you get knocked out, you still have one. Or while you're waiting to get to the next round, you got free fight here. Free fight is formation, play simply fun without competition. Again, going out freely during the free time, fighters will be randomly matched against a new opponent after each match. So this way you don't forget. You get keep getting practice here, because you won't get in trouble in your main competition. You can keep going in now. And then there's a prize there too. So all fighters participating 2 or more matches will receive a promo back, which could be good, because I mean you may even get like say you didn't have the grade 3 searcher for Avengers, like Creeping Dark Goat. So you didn't have that, you might get that there. I don't know what promos they're gonna get, but promos are usually good too. And then they also got future card by value, way shorts stuff. Then I'm just gonna go down here so you guys can see. You can pause it to read all the questions and stuff. I'm not gonna go through them because they're pretty much commonly known. So as for decks you could bring, Liberal Alfreds, I don't think they'll be that great, because I mean, if you're gonna build a Wolfang Liberator, it probably won't be that great of a deck, because there's not gonna be that many retiring besides Narconomy. So yeah, I probably wouldn't be running that. Then Dauntless Drive Dragon, that I probably will get a team member if I'm playing Defenders and have that. Then I have a friend who plays this. It's actually really good. It's a really good deck, especially with Link Joker and other clans if you're playing Defenders. Goddess of Good Luck Fortuna, a good one, because one, you can get your twin drive fixed, so that way if you put it for 2 pass, you can easily get that with the limit break effect, because you can use this multiple times, and it's a really good card, especially when the break rate combos with it. So that's some good columns there, or if they locked your back row, you only had your front row to attack with, you can just go break rate with the power on the front row, go her, get your double crit or crit and draw or whatever you get with their limit break, and then tag with the other regards. So it's still a good deck. This one wouldn't be bad if you already have it, 'cause it's really cheap. I think she's like, what, $9? $10 card, and I would only put like 3 of her, 2 Iwagahimis, and then 3 Chemicals, I think that was the break rate. And then Eradicate Dragon, yeah, that's gonna be a good deck, especially if you combo with Gauntlet Buster. So like, because he's a final turn kind of card. He's good by himself, that's why I have a deck of him just by himself. Gauntlet Buster, he's a good card to put there, so if you want to play Narconomy, I'll probably combo these ones, or, yeah. And then Bad End Dragger wouldn't be too bad of a deck to play. it's pretty much a rush. So if you want a budget deck or you're a Spike Brothers player, I mean, Spike Brothers is actually pretty good. It's not a bad deck, but it is a 10k Vanguard. So if you're gonna play this, try and put it for like end game, like you guys would usually do if you're a Spike Brother player. This is a really good card. And then Raging Form, of course, you want to have this in your team because it's a really good card. It's going to be, and it's coming out next, I think, what, the 21st, so probably next week. Since tomorrow's Monday, since I'm uploading this, I'm making this on the 9th, so yeah, I'm gonna say next week because I'm it's coming out on the 21st, so yeah, not this Friday, but the coming Friday when I upload this video. So I'm not confusing you guys. Alright, so Raging Form, great one. I'm building it. I'll have a video up once I get all my cards in and get the stuff. So yeah, great. You would want this one. Let me find if I can find Dope. Not Dope, but Dauntless. So I would probably put a team with Dauntless Striped Dragon, Revenge Raging Form Dragon. I have like multiple tabs up here you guys can't see. But yeah. So yeah, I would probably go Raging Form Dragon. Well, for sure you want to have that in your deck. Then Master of Fifth Element will be coming in too. It's not a bad card. So like, if you're a Dark Irregular player, but your team is going to be Defenders, but you want to play it, I probably play Master of Fifth Element and combo him with King of Mass Dentarian Italian. Sorry if I'm messing up the pronunciations, but I'd probably combo with him because he's a really good card. If you guys don't know, his limit break, his break ride, he's the break ride for Dark Irregulars. When a Dark Irregular rides this unit, choose your Vanguard, and that unit gets powered up with 10 until end of turn. Choose up to 3 of your Dark Irregulars. Regards, and those units get continuous. This unit gets power plus 1,000 for each Dark Irregular in your soul to end turn. And then basic break ride skill for any deck that deals with the soul. So Church one, this power gains 1,000 when you attack. So yeah, it's a pretty good card because you can break ride him, go Master of the Fifth Element. So you're not only getting the 6k column boost for every card, but you're also getting this guy, so you can set up some major columns there. Again, it wouldn't be too bad of a matchup against Link Joker because Link Joker right now, excuse me, sorry, Nebula Lord can't lock the front row, only the break ride and Does Tell Unicorn can. So he's still a good card because he can still pump up the front row, and getting Tensel is not too hard for this guy, Master of Fifth Element. But if you're playing, so yeah, so if I were you, if you guys only make budget decks, I would try to build like Master of the Fifth Element and King of Dentarian. That's a good one, really good one. Try to get Raging Form or Dauntless Drive Dragon here. Definitely Raging Form and Dauntless Drive Dragon will be really big, so go for the Dauntless Drive and the Dote combo. Or good luck, Goddess of Good Luck, Fortuna, which is a really good card too. Very nice, even though it's really cheap. It's kind of underestimated, but it's actually a pretty good card. I mean, I've been testing this online because my friend likes this Fortuna, like Genesis. I like Genesis too, but I didn't want to build them until Minerva comes out. So, it's actually a pretty good deck. I played against Chaos Breaker Dragon with it. Neverlord, it's pretty good. I can easily keep the advantage up because you can keep going limit break even though you got your units locked. So it's really good because, I mean, I've seen some like Joker players who's like, I'm going to go 2-pass. I'm like, I'm playing Fortuna, dummy. So I just like limit break, critical, limit break. Oh, I got a grade 1, limit break. Ooh, look at that, another critical. 3 crit, you're dead. So yeah, it's a really good card. And then Eradicators, most of you guys probably already have this deck built. I would probably run that too if you don't have it as third, but most likely try to go Revenge Raging Form Dragon, Dauntless Dote. And like good ones would be if you have the decks, Fortuna, it's a really good budget deck. Eradicators, good one because I know I think on deal 808 he's like $15, $16. I mean maybe cheaper. He's like 27. And then she's like 10. I think he's like 27. He is like about 25. I wouldn't go with Liberators really because sure you get Wolfang Liberator and set 12, but against Link Joker wouldn't be that great against pretty much a lot of decks you want because what I'm seeing a lot of people do are they'll just ride Wolfang Liberator Garwon, just be like, come on, hit me to limit break, hit me early game to limit break so I can do Fellowship of the Circle, fill up my rear guards. And then they'll just call like 3 triggers and then like grade 1 or a 10k or some kind of attacker or something. And I'm just like, all right, yeah, I'll just hit you, let you get a crappy field, and they're like crap. So yeah, it's not that great, but it just depends on what matchup you get. So like these are good decks. If you're in a budget, if you're really in a budget, then I suggest you try and get this, and then maybe Bad End Jagger. So like if you're really a budget team, like you have to build budget decks, I would suggest Master of the Fifth Element combined with King of Mass and Tarion. And then let me see if I can find the tab. Bad End Jagger, still really good deck. Eradicators would be, it's not too expensive a deck. Goddess of Fortuna, really good deck, not expensive. So yeah, those are what I'll suggest. Let me find my next tabs here. Okay, and then so we also have for reverse side, if you're gonna play Invaders, you got Demon Marcus Saman reverse. You don't have too much right now because set 12 will be coming out with those supports. So you got Demon Marcus Saman reverse here. And I would if you were playing him, I would probably combo him with this guy. Really good because I mean you're just getting a crit for this guy, not doing anything to your rear guards. But if you break right and then with this guy, combine it, you put so much pressure because not only you got a critical with this guy, but he also gains 1,000. So that'd be 10. Say it like I think it's 6 cards in soul. Yeah, 6 or more cards in soul. So he'll be 23 cross ride because it's not that hard to cross ride really with this guy. Same thing with Lucky Arrow. But so that'll be like 23 and then plus 1,000. So that'll be 6. That'll be 29. Got an extra crit, so it's 29 crit. And you just lock the card behind him for his effect. Then you got this guy. And I already counted the break right with the 29 attack for the Vanguard with the crit. Gives 1,000 for each stall, so it'll be 6,000 to those. So say you had the 12k attacker, 7k, so that's 19 plus 6, that'd be 25. And then you had like I'm trying to think, a 9k and then a 7k. I'm trying to remember all the Mon support what they have. So that you had a 9, 7, that'd be 16 plus 6, that'd be like 22. So you'd still hit some big columns there. And it wouldn't be too bad against Link Joker, so yeah. And then you also got here, look here. If you really want to have her on her team, because she's very good. I mean, she can easily get over any deck, really easily. Even Link Joker, Chaos Breaker Dragon, Revengers, really good deck. Very good, one of my favorites. I will be building her. I finally got some copies of Lukier, the cheapest I could find, even though their prices jumped up. Like, seriously. I mean, I'm seeing some on eBay for like 50, and then I was lucky to get mine from my deal 808 for like 35. But they're really good. So, I don't know how much she is right now because she hasn't got the pre-order yet, but I'm talking about when I got the regular Lukiers, like the uncross-sided reverse version. So she's really good, and if you need to use her effect, she'll give you a unit and give it 5,000, so it's really good. And you can get multiple attacks with this card, so it's a really good card. So if you're going to play the Invader side, you got to get her on your team. You got to get a player on your team to play her, because you can only have one of the same kind, but you got to get someone on your team. If you do, it's pretty much going to be getting some really good wins on that team for her. So she's a really good card. And then you got Starvader, Nebula Lord, Dragon. Yeah, you want to have him because he's Link Joker. He doesn't have too much to set him up, but you got to make sure you break right. So I probably like play 4 break rights, 3 with him because you really need break right from unlike Chaos Breaker Dragon, who can still be playable without the break right. He is not as much power because he only locks. Where is the card? Back row, right here. Back row. He only unlocks the back row. He only locks the back row. So you can't. He doesn't stop the attack. He just stops the boosting. So that's why you kind of want to make sure you break right because the break right and Descussion Unicorn are the only ones who can lock the front row. So he's really good. I've been testing with him on Cardfight area. He still does good with the newer set, so he's pretty good card to build. And then Swords Trial Dragon, I wouldn't go with him very much because he's only like a 1-turn time. It's cool. Like I like how right here. Whoops. I like. Let's see if I can get to highlight the spot where I want. There we go. I like this one where you can counterblast one and search for another copy of him. It would have been nice if Raging Form had the effect, but then he would be too OP. But that's fine. So I like that. I wish that we'd see some more Persona Blast cards that have that same effect. for the same cost or less. Because he's pretty cool. It's got some nice artwork, but I would suggest not to because he's kind of S3, and you have the Persona Blast, and he gains 10,000 credo, and he can choose up, and you can lock 3 rear guards. But that's only going to be a 1-turn time. So if you want to play him, you can. But you would have to not play Nebula Lord because you can only play one of each, and he's a Link Joker, Nebula Lord's Link Joker. Like, Nebula Lord's a lot better than this guy, really better, because Nebula Lord, at least you can keep going for a few turns. Him, you can Break Ride, and then you're like, okay. And then Swords Child. So, that's all you can really do with him. Other than that, he's a right chain, so if you miss your right chain, he's going to be a 10k base, so not that great. So yeah, but it's a really good. It's not too bad of a card. So it's another choice. If you can't build Nebula Lord, you can build him. So, but and then we got Eradicate, Vowing Sword, Dragon, Reverse. I probably wouldn't play this guy. I really wouldn't, because I wouldn't even try and build this deck, man. Because one, he only gains a 10k and retires 2 of your opponent's units. And that's not really too much because, I mean, Revengers, we got superior calls in the deck. We've got the Revenger Trumpeter, we've got Tardu, we've got the Break Ride, we've got a lot of stuff that can call and easily get that stuff back. And he has to lock 2, so you're kind of like, crap. So, I mean, you can easily get him cross-rided easily because you got Choho, but I wouldn't suggest building him. I would suggest if you're going to play Narcom, go for Defender side. I wouldn't really play him at all. Unless you really like him, because he's probably only going to last one set, because he's just getting, after that, at the end of the turn, it's just a 10k, he's not going critical, and you're just locking your 2 of your rear guards, so you lose a booster for attack. You would have to have Rokushin on the field to even be able to get another good attack in there, because you'll probably just have a 12k, but at that turn, I just take this card, or take this attack. If I'm at 3, I'll probably take it, and then give me the 5 if he hits a critical trigger, and then I can just guard the Rokushin easily, or... yeah, because it's not that great. There's a lot of stuff to counter this guy, and then I think, yep, it goes to set 13 there. Yeah, so if you're going to play Invaders, I suggest you play Nebula Lord for sure. Silverthorn Dragon Queen, Lucia Reverse, definitely play her. Definitely play her. Amon, I would probably go put on your team with you, combo him with the Break Ride. If you don't have, if you like, because definitely you want these two. If I'm gonna play Invaders, I want my team member to have Marcus, Demon Marcus, Amon Reverse, Silverthorn Dragon Queen, Lucia Reverse, Star Vader, Nebula Lord Dragon. And then, but if you're playing a budget, then you can, and you already have like Eradicators, then fine, you can play him. But I wouldn't suggest it because he's not that great, in my opinion. But he doesn't really get too much plus. I mean, at least here, you'll lock in a lot of your opponents. So if you can't build Nebula Lord, get Swords Child because it should be cheap. I think the copy might be like $10 for this guy when he comes out or something. He hasn't come out yet, so I don't know. But try and get her. I mean, if you can't build him, Mon, then try and go. Cause you can't. Those are the only decks you can really play when set 12 comes out from Invaders. They're not too bad, but it's just I wouldn't. I would probably play more Defenders. Defenders during set 2 will have the advantage in set 13. There's a lot more better cards coming out from Invaders, so in that one they'll have advantage, but Defenders won't be too far behind because you'll get Touch Drive, so it's still good. So now with the set 13 come out, if you guys make it this far in the tournament, I would suggest putting this guy on your team. Do not mark him down on going against Chaos Burger Dragon. I have so many I play this deck all the time. I don't put videos on him because I kind of want to save him for like when I go into regionals. If I make it that far with my team, I want to be able to keep this. Like if anybody figures out if I'm the one playing or stuff like that, playing this guy, I don't want him to know my entire combos and strategies. I'll probably put that up when the deck comes out. So I'll probably put my strategies up there for you guys, but do not mark this guy down because like I've played against Chaos Burger Dragon all the time online, and I've only lost like out of like I've played him like almost like twice every day or something. So like I've played him like at least Chaos Burger Dragon like 50 times. I've only lost like about 6-7 times. And that's even if they don't get, they get really good hands and stuff, because I have really good strategies with this guy. It's really easy. Like I'll give you one of my strategies. Like just leave a column open. Like say, because you can just go title like you have your Vanguard, then you have your Vanguard, then you have your booster, then you have your so like a transcore booster, doesn't care what doesn't really matter what it is. Then I usually put title slot here and another card here, so that way I'm still getting 3 attacks. Because I'll just attack with Vanguard, get trigger, put in title slot, attack with title slot, then attack with the boosted, so it's still good. But what I'll usually do is I'll pressure my opponent, give him the break ride, or I'll let him depending on my hand or like game, depending on my hand during that game. But what I'll do is I'll leave a column open, and I'll put like either another title salt and wheel salt, and I'll save like one of those the new draw triggers, which put in solid get power 3002 unit. What I'll do is I'll keep a column open, put title salt, put call the draw trigger, put in solid, get the power to title salt, squeeze 12k, and then call wheel salt, and then I'll probably swap out whatever I had here. If I had Diamantes and then I had a thing, I would probably swap out what's there for like 11k or something like that. So this is one of the combos. So if your opponent break right and decided not to lock that unit, because yeah, it doesn't really matter if he locks it. There's several combos to get up. So you have that call in there. You got title salt there. So what I would do is attack for title salt. He's 12, stands up. He'll be about 7,000, and then I'll attack with the Vanguard. Say I get 1 trigger. I'll put that to title assault. It becomes 12 again, and then I'll attack with title assault and boosted by wheel assault. Attack. That'll be 12 plus 7. That'll be 19. 10k guard, and then I'll attack, and then I'll use wheel assault to skill swap title assault and whatever card I swapped that was unlocked in the other column. So that way I can get my 4th attack in, and then I'll attack with Vanguard. Because at that point, you probably like force 60k guard plus 2 cards. I don't count the cards in the 60k guard because he could give away 2 grade 3s or something. He can discard 2 grade 3s when you break ride. And then if he did lock like all three, like he locked one column completely and then locked the boost beyond the Vanguard, you can just put Diamante. You can just call title assault, call the draw trigger, put him in stall 12k, and then call Diamantes. Attack for Diamantes 11. Attack with the Vanguard, so you hit 1 trigger. That'll be 17 for title assault. Attack. This is 5,000. Attack for 12, and then you attack for the Vanguard, so it's still gonna be around 60k, 2 cards this card, so it's still the same thing. Like that's a combo you can use. So this guy's really good. I'd probably be playing him or Avengers if I'm playing Defenders. And then you've got so make sure you combine with him. I've seen a lot of people like Blue Storm Maelstrom, and they usually don't do well because they're forgetting this card and Tetra Drive make a big deck. I mean, you can keep going Break Ride or Break Ride with him. I do that sometimes. Like if I'm playing against Case Breaker Dragon, I'll Break Ride or Break Ride. So that way I can make the opponent think I don't have Tetra Drive, because I don't want to like put my cards on the field and he locks them. So that way I can just make him like put at ease, and then get him right there, pull like a blind over his eyes. I remember the phrase, but yeah. So it's remember you gotta really combo him. So like what I usually do with my Tetra Drive Dragons: 3 Tetra Drives, 3 Transcore, 2 Diamantes, and I can easily pull the combo off. Glitch. My computer glitched here. Or did I accidentally delete it? No. Okay, I guess I accidentally delete the page. Okay. See if we can, yeah. Sorry, I accidentally deleted the page. Okay. So, also, since this guy will be coming out, he's not a bad deck to play Nabutama. It's actually pretty good, but they don't have that much support. So, your builds will pretty much be the same. It's actually a pretty good card. Rainbow works good with this deck. I would like to be a crit, but it's fine. This kind of forces your opponents, so like even if you're playing Chaos Breaker Dragon, you don't really have to worry because you'll just keep negating him. And then you got this guy, who is awesome because if you combo him with the starter Kuriko, I think it is Stealth Beast Kuriko or something like that. You can retire your opponent's units, so you attack with him. Bind your opponent's cards, he can't intercept. And then if he hits, he also gains 10k. But if he hits, you get a retire with Kuriko. So it's really good. So this way, you're still forcing your opponent to give up cards, and you get forcing your opponent to give up rear guards, and pressuring him. So it's a really good card. And then you got Strongest Beast DD Ethics Buster Extreme. you're gonna want to. If you can also play this guy. If you're playing defenders, you can also play this guy. You would put. I'd probably put 3-4 break right because you can't have any reverse units in the deck. So it's a really good because this way you can get multiple attackers. Because again, say your opponent locked, I'd probably leave a column open for this guy too. So this way, even if you didn't break ride, you can attack with him. Stand up a card. You have like the counterblast one. Stand him up. And then you have the Deadliest Beast Deity Ethics supposed to reverse. Which, if you're in set turn, I would probably run him with the new cards coming out for the tournament. So like I would go 3 him, 3 break right, 2 extreme because you can run him in there. It's a good guy in case that way you get Chaos Breaker Dragon. You can just run the extreme instead of reverse. Because he's really good. I mean, his deadly attack, what is it called? Infinite Hell. 8 attacks, super freaking good. I mean, seriously, you get 2 attacks with the Vanguard. He's a restanding Vanguard. So you go break ride, attack with your rear guards, and you have to lock 2. So you attack with your rear guards, that's 2 attacks. Attack with him, that's 3. Restand. So and also because of break ride skill, you would restand the other ones. Then you attack your rear guards, that's 5. Attack with him, that's 6. Then because you also attack, the break ride skill is still in effect, so you would stand the other ones, and that'll be 8. And it's pretty hard to overcome that, even though they're little pokes, especially if your opponent's like 4 damage, 5 damage. Really good. And then you can also, any triggers you put, you can power up the other 2 side columns, so really, really good. And also, if you put Anklet and you like powering up Anklet there, he'll begin like 6k. So he's a really good card. I'm definitely going to be trying to build him. And then you got School Punisher, Leopold Reverse. Another great card here, because I would you combo him with Chat Noir here. They're really good, because Chat Noir will, if I'll go over his effect for you guys. Limit break 4, break ride. When Great Nature rides this unit, choose your Vanguard until end turn. The unit gets power plus 10,000, and when none of your Great Nature regards attacks the Vanguard, choose one of your Great Nature regards. And that unit gains plus 4,000 until end of turn. At the end of that turn, draw a card and retire that unit. But what you don't see, because it doesn't say another, just says one of your Great Nature regards, you can choose the same card that just attacked that you give that it's supposed to give a power to your regard. You can give a power to himself because he's still a regard and doesn't say another. So you can easily, like I've been playtesting the Leopold Reverse and Chat Noir, and I taken 2 regular Leopolds. So it's like 3 reverse, 3 Chat Noir, 2 Leopolds. You can put Polaris to the Leopolds, but I find Leopold a lot better when I'm versing Chaos Breaker Dragon. I'll get to that in a few seconds, or a minute, 2, whatever it takes. But this is really good because you pump up your cards so much. And then if you break right Leopold Reverse, his break right saves them because they'll gain 4,000 power for 2 regards, and if they get retired, they come back. So you would not only would you keep your cards you retired, but you also get a draw card because of Chat Noir, and if you combine the ducks with them, very good. Or tank mails, super power. Like I've gone to where I put like 6, I think it was like 18k power on 2 columns, and it was freaking awesome without any triggers. So like I was hitting huge numbers with this guy. It was so good. So yeah, this is a really good card that will top. Oops. This one just, and I played Leopold regular in it because if I'm ever playing against Chaos Breaker Dragon, I'll actually ride Leopold regular because if he tries to retire my locked units, if like he'll lock my units and try and retire them, I just count the last one, bring him back, and he's like, oh okay. So they'll get retired, but he still get his plus, but I still have my rear guards. And also, it's also so that way you can get cross ride, and also because what do you call it? There was another thing I have for it's really good, and I tech in a few cards. So if I do build this deck, I'll put in my deck pro for you. I have a deck build online I've been playing, and then of course you got Starvated Chaos Breaker Dragon, which is kind of like just super freaking OP. This card's gonna be OP and like kind of breaks the meta for you. He's like gonna crush you. Except for there's ways to play against him. He's not as strong as everyone thinks, but he's still really, really good deck. But you can easily, with decks, if you know how to play it right, you can counter him, so that way you don't have too much difficulty, but he'll still be really good. He's still really good. He's really, really good card. So, yeah. I'll give you guys his effect, but so if you don't know, he's limit break. So blast one card with Star Vader in his card name during the opponent's end phase. When the opponent's lock card is unlocked, you may pay the cost. If you do, retire that unit and draw one card. So you can keep like say you break ride and then you got his other card effect here, which is Count Blast 1. Choose a card with Star Vader in your card name from your hand, discard it. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and lock it. This ability cannot be used for the next turn. So you can easily triangle lock your opponent, and then at the end of their turn, Soul Blast 3, Limit Break times 3, so you would be Soul Blasting 3 Star Vaders. Draw a card for each, and then you get Support there, which allows you to put more cards in the Soul and relock your opponent's units. So this guy just pretty much sucks, because you can lock any unit you want. It doesn't matter which one with this guy. And he's good. He want to break right hit with him, but if you don't, it's not too bad of a minus. You still can really do well. He's better than Nebulord in that way too, and he really puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. So yeah, he's really good. And then you got Dark Dimensional Rebel Reverse Ayusha coming out in set 13. You guys should know as a fact. Let me break lock 2 Dimensional Rebel units. Your opponent's Vanguard loses 10,000 power. Cross ride of Super Dimensional Rebel Ayusha. So Ayusha's got 2 cross rides. He's pretty good because you break ride with him. Then your opponent may go perfect guard, but you have to put 2 because if you check grade 3 with the break ride with him, you can retire that perfect guard and just go through attack. It's a really good deck for pressuring, makes anything hittable, but he's okay. He's pretty good, but I have other decks I want to play that's a little bit more funner and more really good. So, because like if you're playing Chaos Breaker Dragon, even if you have 2 cards locked already, you can't like really have it. So like you can't like count those as your locked units in case anybody keeps saying. Because I saw a person who's I versed someone with my Chaos Breaker Dragon deck online, and they kept trying to count it with this guy, and I was like, dude, it says you have to lock your own. Not when I lock him, but so he's not that great because you have the 2, and you'll probably have your opponent lock your cards anyways, and it just gives you more fodder for Chaos Breaker Dragon to go off on. So yeah, that's why I wouldn't probably play. He's not a bad deck. He's good, but it just depends on what you get matched up with. So I probably, if you want to build this, you can, and it's good. It's still a great deck, really good, but it's just not that great against Chaos Breaker Dragon sometimes. It's really good against other stuff because if you're versing Chaos, like a Crossride, that's like 3k Vanguard. Not in Crossride, it's 1k Vanguard when you go Limit Break. And then Ice Spears and Hades, Emperor Kindness Reverse will be coming out. Great card to refill your field if you combo with the Break Ride. I'm not going to read their effects, because if you want to, you can just pause right here for Kaitis, and then pause right here for Night Mist. But I probably wouldn't be playing him because I've been testing this guy out, I've been versing him, and it hasn't been that great. Because mainly you just call Wandering, I think it's cool. The Girl with the Umbrella, which is, I call this card from the drop zone and Subblast 1 and draw a card. Not bad, but it's a good deck, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a bad deck, it's a really good deck. I'm just saying I wouldn't be playing this one in the tournament, because it's a lot better. So like, if you're going to switch to Invaders, or you're playing Invaders and you get in your May kit too when set 13 comes out during the tournament, you want to have Chaos Breaker Dragon. Definitely have a Chaos Breaker Dragon player. And then let me find Luke here again. There you go. You want to still have Luke Silverthorn Dragon Queen, Luke Reverse. Luke Reverse is gonna be great all day long, every time. It's gonna be great. So you want Chaos Breaker Dragon, Luke Reverse, and then you can also play Leopold, which is really good. Let me see if I can find it. Then so like as your third deck, you want to have Chaos Breaker Dragon, Lucia Reverse, or you can have him, really good. But I would tech in like 3 copies of him, 3 copies of Break Ride, and 2 copies of him because he's still a good backup Vanguard if you're playing against a Link Joker deck like Nebulord or Chaos Breaker Dragon. And then I would, if you don't have those, I would play Leopold, really good. Just a double art deck, really good, really good. Especially if you're playing against Chaos Breaker Dragon, kind of counteracts because you got like Stamp Otter who can't be retired. Promo, still good. And you have a lot of cards in here because you just draw cards off you retiring your own self. So doesn't really hurt you versus Chaos Working Dragon, because you got cards where if the card is retired at the end phase, just count last one, get another copy from your deck. So it's really good, because if you're playing against Chaos Breaker Dragon and you're playing those cards in your deck, your opponent's gonna still draw a card, but you still get the card back to your hand. So it's pretty good, and kind of just like, oh, okay, you're going to just still get a card in my hand there for you. Doesn't do too much too, so it's really good. So I would definitely have him, Lukier, either this combo deck, the Great Nature Leopold Reverse combo with the Breaker Chatnoir, or the Deadly Speed Ethics Buster Reverse, comboed with 2 copies of Ethics Buster Extreme. Good, because it's still a cross-break deck. And then this one too, really good. So if I was playing that, if you're gonna go budget, I know that this deck will probably budget because it's getting a what do you call it, a trial deck coming out, and pretty much the cards for this deck have been out for a long time, for like the 12-gate tech or the other stuff. And then the trial deck comes with everything you need pretty much, just except for the Dimension Robo Perfect cards and him, pretty much. So it's really cheap to build him for a budget deck if you need to. And then you guys probably, if you play Granblue, probably already have them. So that those two wouldn't be too bad, and then you can just play Amon or other stuff if you got to build a budget deck for him. So yeah, this is just to help. I made this video just to help you guys, like if you're trying to figure out what you want to build for the tournament. So like those are what I suggest. So like if you're playing Defenders, they're in set 12. I would suggest, of course, Revengers, Raging from Dragon, and then I would suggest also Dauntless Dote. Really good deck. Then I would also suggest either, let me see if I can find it. So you want Dauntless Dote, either Good Luck Fortuna as your 3rd team, or Eradicators. You're probably going to have Eradicators, so I would still suggest Eradicators definitely as your 3rd, probably, because it's got Descent in here, which is really good. Really, really good. Really good final turn card, so it's really good pressure, so it's really good if have that as your 3rd team deck, but I'll definitely have Avengers, or, and again, for budget, I would probably, if you like all team members have the budget deck, Spike Brothers, really cheap. Trying to find my other cards. Master of the 5th Element, really cheap. And Good Luck Fortuna, really, really cheap. Even though I expected her to be expensive when she came out, but she wasn't. I was surprised. I was like, the fudge. Because she's really good. And then if they're in set 13, let me see if I can find Tetra Drive. Tetra Drive, still play Revenger, Raging from Dragon, Tetra Drive Dragon. Definitely want to play him. So you'd want to play Tetra Drive Dragon, Revengers for sure. And Dauntless Dote, Eradicators, either that. Or if you want budget deck for Nabatama, not too bad of a deck, really good deck actually. And then for budget for Defenders, while set 13's out, maybe Sheriff Self Dragon, the Nabatama deck. Should be pretty budget. And then again, go with budget deck. Where is he? I probably wouldn't play Liberators because you got Link Joker and a bunch of cards that can easily get over Liberators. They kind of like die after set 10 and 12 because of all the stuff that comes out. So many restanding Vanguards, so many really powerful gods. Because he's not really good against Liberators because they're just going to lock your units, and then he can't get his power off from them. He can't gain the 2,000 from them. And can't really do any multiple attacks with him. So yeah. So for budget, I would probably, with set 13 out, I'd probably go with Nabatama, for Genesis Fortuna, Eradicators. I think they're pretty budget right now because Gauntlet Boss is only like $13, $16, somewhere around there. Badass Dragger or Master 5th Element would still be good because he still gets the power off, so it's not too bad. Doesn't really stop his abilities. And then for Link Joker, trying to find where I put the Link Joker cards. Here you go. For Link Joker, for set 12, well, that's out before set 13. I suggest your team would be Amon Reverse, Lukier Reverse, definitely, and then Nebula Lord. So you really want to have these two in your deck, in your team. So like you're going to have Amon would probably be your best out of the, would be a lot better than having the Eradicator reversed, Fouling Sword reverse. So I would suggest having him, her, and him as your team. But if you have a budget team, it's fine to put Swords Child, just to make sure you put the break right in it or something. And then he's probably going to be budget because you probably already have the Eradicator cards for him. So yeah, you'll be like you probably put that and put a Mon because Mon will be budget too because this card's been out forever. And then as for, let me see if I can find the reverse cards. Oh yeah, also you can put Ethics Buster Extreme in your Defenders set 13 deck. It'd still be a really good card. Unfortunately, you won't be able to play the reverse edition, which is still a good card. But in my regular deck that I play for fun, like I would bring to a singles tournament, I play 3 copies of him, 3 copies of Break Right, and 2 copies of Reverse. But if you gonna play competitively with us, like you're not gonna play budget team decks, then I would suggest probably him, or Chaos Breaker Dragon. But I really suggest you have Chaos Breaker Dragon, Nuclear Reverse, either Leopold Reverse deck, or Ethic Buster Reverse deck. Deadliest the Ethics Buster Reverse deck. So like, definitely Chaos Breaker Dragon, definitely Nuclear Reverse, Leopold, or Ethics Buster Reverse. Still really good decks. Like those two are really tied. I kind of favor both of them. Leopold Reverse a little bit more because it's a little bit more fun to play and a lot more competitive against Link Joker. And then for budget, maybe Reverse Ayusha, Kokaitis Reverse, then Nebula, because Nebula would probably be budget by then when Chaos Breaker Dragon comes out, because everyone's going to want to play Chaos Breaker Dragon. Play the broken card, right? But yeah, so probably this one and that one be budget, and then I'll probably either put, where is he? Maybe that guy if he's budget, and Leopold should be budget too, but he's still a really good competitive deck. So yeah, those are my recommendations for the tournament. Stuff you might want to look out for against opponents. So this will be Zetsui signing out. Have a good day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. And then trial decks should be out as soon as I get them. I probably should get them like Monday, Tuesday in the mail because they gotta ship from my DLA 8. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day.